I'm Alex Morash, and let's queer up politics. Newsom eyes 2028 run. Is he an LGBTQ champion or controversial ally? California Governor Gavin Newsom has confirmed he's giving, quote, serious thought, end quote, to running for president in 2028, but says no decision will come until after the 2026 midterms. Speaking on CBS News Sunday Morning, Newsom admitted saying, quote, yeah, I'd be lying otherwise, end quote. Once hailed as an LGBTQ hero for declaring marriage equality in San Francisco in 2004's Winter of Love, Newsom's record since then has been both celebrated and criticized. He signed laws protecting trans youth from forced outing, created California's sanctuary for gender-affirming care, and blocked schools that rejected lessons from about Harvey Milk. But his recent actions have raised eyebrows. He withdrew $40 million from LGBTQ plus health programs and sparked outrage after agreeing with far-right activist Charlie Kirk that it's, quote, deeply unfair, end quote, for trans girls to compete with cisgender athletes. While Newsom has signed numerous pro-LGBTQ bills, he's also vetoed measures on inclusive health education and hormone coverage. As speculation builds about 2028, many in the queer community are left asking whether Gavin Newsom remains an ally, or a politician balancing his ambitions against his principles. Well, you all know how I love to go after my fellow Democrats, and Gavin Newsom tends to be the one I like to use as a piñata the most. Newsom is the type of politician who has continuously sold out not just us, but any group that has served him, that serves his needs, especially in the last 2 years, there's been a few labor bills that he's gone and vetoed against the local unions. Now, let me remind you, unions are a far more bigger voting bloc, constituency. They have more money. They're more organized than us wonderful queers. And if Newsom's willing to sell them out, yeah, bet he's going to sell us out. And the stuff he said on Charlie Kirk's podcast, the fact that he even was talking to Charlie Kirk back then, absolutely disgusting that he did that. He should have known better.
Alex, where do you think this is coming from? Do you think it's coming from the far right, that he's becoming more influenced with kind of that demographic of hate and shows?
I think a few people who think they're Democratic strategy consultants back at the end of the 2024 election thought that blaming trans people would win them votes, and it won't. I actually wrote about Democrats to stop blaming trans people and attacking your voters. Democrats got over 2.5 million more votes for Kamala from the LGBTQ community than Joe Biden got. And I was like, you cannot trash the trans community and think you're going to make up those votes. We are still a wild voting bloc, but guys like Newsom, they just think they can sell us out at the moment's notice.
And I think, there needs, it's a good luck to us all, but I think there needs to be more transparency in the lobbyists that support the political campaigns. I mean, I know we're often judging the right, rightfully so, but we have to look at every politician, and there is a price out there, and I think he's probably enjoyed some of the funding that maybe is influencing some of these decisions.
Yeah, I can tell you, since we're talking about 2028 talking, let's why not? We got nothing better to do. Shows love talking about presidential candidates. I can tell you that Buttigieg tends to poll much higher than Newsom. Newsom tends to be right at the bottom.
So on side.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm all about it.
I don't think AOC does well. Kamala, not as well as you'd think, but she might get back up there. But if you want my honest opinion, I've said this before with I think you're more likely to see the next Democratic presidential nominee to be an unknown millennial, like a Zohran Mamdani sort of thing. Right. And people will sometimes say, you're crazy, that's never happened. Like, yeah, we didn't in 2008, nominate a guy no one knew in 2003. We never do that. We don't like young, attractive candidates. We've never done like a Jack Kennedy type for president ever. It never worked out.
But, flashback, whoever thought we'd see somebody who was the host and the star of The Apprentice be president twice.
Well, that's the other. They have a whole other world of how they nominate people. That's a whole other crazy. These days, you're more likely to get nominated from them if you shoot your dog.
Bring us Pete Buttigieg. He can grind people on Fox News into dust.
I agree. I love Pete.
And he's cute.
And he's adorable.
Well, if you need any cute grinding, remember, there's Pete and no other queer news nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.